It is late. Your dog is asleep on the floor beside you. And then it starts. The paws begin to twitch. A soft, muffled sound escapes them. Almost a bark, but tiny, dreamy. Their eyes move rapidly beneath closed lids. Their legs paddle gently, as if they are running somewhere far away. You have seen this 100 times, and you have wondered every time, what are they dreaming about? For most of history, we could only guess. But in recent years, scientists have actually studied what happens inside a sleeping dog's brain. They have measured it. And what they discovered is genuinely moving. Dogs dream. Really dream the same way we do, in the same stage of sleep, with the same brain activity. And what they appear to dream about is not random. Researchers now believe that dogs, like humans, replay the events of their day while they sleep. The things that mattered most. The experiences that carried the most emotion. And for a dog, do you know what carries the most emotion of all? You. By the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what your dog experiences when they dream. Whether they really do dream about you, what their twitching and paddling actually means, and something tender about those quiet sleeping hours that you have probably never considered. Let's get into it. Gently. Everything I am going to tell you here comes from real science, studies of the sleeping brain, decades of research into how mammals dream, and specific experiments on dogs. Because this is one of those topics where the truth is actually more beautiful than the guesses. We are not going to make things up or project human fantasies onto animals. We are going to look at what researchers have genuinely found, and it turns out to be more wonderful than most people imagine. So settle in. This one is warm. And by the end, you may never watch your dog sleep the same way again. Stay with me. Let's start with the core question. Do dogs actually dream? Or are those twitches just muscle spasms, meaningless movements with no inner experience behind them? The answer is clear now, and it is yes. Dogs dream. And here is how we know. Sleep, in mammals, moves through stages. The most important one for dreaming is called REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. In humans, this is the stage where our most vivid dreams happen. You can recognize it by the darting movement of the eyes beneath the lids, a specific pattern of brain activity, and a kind of paralysis that keeps the body still while the mind is active. Dogs have REM sleep too, the same stage. And when researchers studied dogs' brains during sleep, they found brainwave patterns during REM that closely resemble what we see in dreaming humans. But there is an even more striking piece of evidence. In the sleeping brain, there is a small region whose job is to keep the body still during dreams, a kind of built-in switch that stops us from physically acting out what we are dreaming. It is why you do not run around your bedroom while dreaming of running. In studies where researchers looked at what happens when that switch is not fully active, sleeping animals began to physically act out their dreams, performing the movements they were dreaming about. And what did they do? They performed the ordinary behaviors of their species, movements that looked exactly like the things they do while awake. In other words, the dream had content. The animal was not twitching randomly. It was doing something, in a dream world, running through actions that meant something to it. So when your dog's paws paddle and their muffled little barks escape them, that is not a glitch. That is your dog, deep in REM sleep, living through an experience inside their mind, running somewhere, chasing something, being somewhere that matters to them. Your dog has an inner world, and at night, it comes alive. Here is where it gets fascinating, because we actually have good reasons to believe we know. There is a leading theory about why mammals dream at all. During sleep, specifically during REM, the brain appears to replay and process the experiences of the day. It takes what happened while we were awake, sorts through it, strengthens important memories, and files them away. Dreams, in this view, are partly the byproduct of the brain reprocessing the day's events. If that is true for dogs, and the evidence strongly suggests it is, then it tells us something specific. Dogs likely dream about the things they actually did and experienced, their real lives, their real days. So a dog probably dreams about the things that fill their waking hours: running, playing, chasing, exploring scents, interacting with the other animals and people in their life. The activities that carry the most emotional weight for them are the most likely to show up when their brain replays the day. And this is supported by what the acting out research showed. When animals physically performed their dreams, they did not do random things. They did species-typical behaviors, the ordinary, meaningful actions of their daily existence. Think about what that means for a dog specifically. What does a dog's emotional life revolve around more than anything else? Their bond with their humans. A dog's day is organized around their person. The joy of your return, the walk you take together, the play, the food, the closeness, the routine. You are not a background feature of your dog's life. You are the center of it. Which means, when their brain sorts through the emotional highlights of the day, you are very likely in there. Which brings us to the question everyone really wants answered. Quick question before we get to it, and I want you to actually answer this one in your head. When your dog sleeps, do they sleep near you? In the same room? On your bed or right beside it? Picture where your dog usually sleeps. Hold that thought because it is going to matter for what I am about to tell you. Let's keep going. So, does your dog dream about you? Based on everything science understands, the honest answer is almost certainly yes. Let me walk you through the reasoning because it is sound. Dogs dream. Dreams are built largely from the emotionally significant experiences of the day, and the most emotionally significant part of a dog's day, by far, is their relationship with their person. Put those three facts together, and the conclusion is nearly unavoidable. When your dog's brain replays the moments that mattered most, the moments soaked in the most emotion, you are going to be at the heart of many of them. The sound of your key in the door, the moment you came home, the walk, the game, the evening on the couch, the feeling of safety when you are near. These are the emotional peaks of a dog's day, and these are exactly the kinds of experiences the dreaming brain reaches for. There is even a lovely detail here. Remember I asked where your dog sleeps? Dogs often choose to sleep near the person they are most bonded to, their secure base, their attachment figure. A dog who sleeps touching you or in a spot where they can sense you is a dog whose entire nervous system relaxes in your presence. That same dog drifting into REM sleep beside you, carrying the day's emotional highlights into their dreams. The odds that you appear in those dreams are very, very high. So picture it, your dog asleep beside you, paws twitching softly. Somewhere in that small dreaming mind, there may be a field and a ball and a running feeling. And there may be you throwing it, walking beside them, coming home, being the center of a world that revolves around you even in sleep. You are your dog's favorite part of being awake. It would be strange if you were not also part of their dreams. Now let's cover a few things people always wonder about. Because dreaming is not all soft and sweet, and there are some interesting details. First, do dogs have nightmares? Probably, yes. If dogs dream about their real experiences, then just as they can replay joyful moments, they can likely replay frightening or stressful ones. A dog who whimpers, growls, or seems distressed in their sleep may be moving through an unpleasant dream. And this raises a common question. Should you wake a dog having a bad dream? The general guidance from experts is usually, let sleeping dogs lie. A dog startled awake from a deep dream, especially a bad one, can be disoriented and may react on instinct before they realize where they are. If you need to comfort them, do it gently with your voice from a small distance, rather than touching a deeply asleep, distressed dog. Second, do some dogs dream more than others? Interestingly, yes, it appears to vary. Research suggests that puppies and older dogs tend to spend more time in the twitching, active dream state than dogs in their prime. Puppies have enormous amounts of new experience to process every single day. Everything is new, so their sleeping brains have a lot to sort through. It is part of how they learn and grow. Third, does size matter? There is a curious finding here. Smaller dogs appear to have more frequent but shorter dreams, while larger dogs seem to have less frequent but longer ones. A tiny dog might dream in quick bursts, a big dog in longer stretches. We do not fully understand why, but it is a charming detail. And here is a gentle reminder woven through all of this. The amount of dreaming, the twitching, the little sounds, for the most part, this is all completely normal and healthy. It is a sign of a normal sleeping brain doing exactly what it should. So when you see your dog twitching and paddling through a dream, you do not need to worry. You are watching a healthy mind at rest, processing a life well lived. A life that, in large part, is about you. If you are watching your own dog sleep a little differently right now, subscribe. This whole channel is about understanding the quiet, hidden inner world of your dog, and there is so much more of it to explore. That's all. Now, how do you actually take care of that dreaming mind? Let's finish with that. So how do you protect and support your dog's sleep and those precious dreams? A few simple things make a real difference. First, give them a consistent, safe place to sleep. Dogs sleep more deeply and reach the restorative dream stages more reliably when they feel secure. A comfortable, quiet, familiar spot that is truly theirs helps them settle into the deep sleep where dreaming happens. Second, let them get enough of it. Dogs sleep far more than we do. Many adult dogs need somewhere around 12 to 14 hours a day, and puppies and seniors need even more. That is not laziness, that is a biological need. All that sleep is when their brains process, recover, and grow. A dog who is constantly interrupted or under-rested misses out on vital, restorative sleep. Third, protect the deep sleep. Try not to wake your dog unnecessarily when they are in that deep, twitching, dreaming state. Just as we feel awful when jolted out of deep sleep, dogs benefit from being allowed to complete their sleep cycles. Let the dream finish. And fourth, give them good days to dream about. This is the loveliest one. If dogs dream about their daily experiences, then the walks you take, the games you play, the time you spend together, all of it becomes the raw material of their dreams. A dog with a rich, happy, engaged waking life has richer, happier things to replay at night. In a very real sense, the good days you give your dog do not end when they fall asleep. They get to live them again. Here is the thought I want to leave you with tonight. The next time you see your dog asleep, paws twitching, little sounds escaping, eyes moving beneath their lids, you will know that something real is happening in there. A whole inner world, alive and moving. A mind sorting through a day, holding on to what mattered most. And what matters most to your dog is not complicated. It is not wealth or status or any of the things that fill human dreams. It is simpler and purer than that. It is you. The walk, the ball, the couch, the sound of you coming home, the feeling of being near the person they love most in the world. That is the stuff of a dog's dreams. The ordinary, extraordinary moments of a life spent loving you. So tonight, when your dog drifts off beside you and their paws begin to move, watch them for a moment. Somewhere in that dream, there is a very good chance they are with you, running toward you, waiting for you, living all over again the best parts of a life you gave them. They spend their days loving you, and it seems they spend their nights loving you too. Sleep well, all the good dogs. So tell me, does your dog twitch and paddle and make little sounds in their sleep? What do you imagine they're dreaming about? Dr. Roppet in the comments. I love reading these, and I read every one. And if this warmed your heart even a little, subscribe. Understanding your dog's hidden inner world is one of the most beautiful parts of sharing your life with them. Because the more you understand your dog, the better life gets for both of you. And that is always worth showing up for.